When you're in Davos, you must get a ringside view of how India is being accepted at the high table of the world, and what are the challenges and opportunities that we are seeing. And tonight, joining me for a chat on what's really going on here at the World Economic Forum in Davos is Mr. Rajan Mittal, Vice Chairman of Bharti Enterprises. Also joining me, Suman Sinha, the man who represents green energy and talks green energy and is the president of ASSOCHAM. I want to get a sense, Rajan Mittal. We're seeing a lot of buzz about India, bright spot, this, that and the other. Is this more in our head, or is the world really looking at India as a bright spot? And is there something which is a ray of hope for India in terms of the strides it's making in growth and catching up with the rest of the world?
You know, Navika, I've been coming here for a long period of time. And
how many years?
13 or 14, I can't remember. And every time I say I won't come, but I'm back. But let me tell you, we've seen buzz many times. It's not the first time. But this time is actually more palpable. You can see that India interest, and I've met a lot of international CEOs, I've attended sessions, I've met presidents of different countries. I can tell you there is an opportunity, because also the world order, that the way it has been changed between US and China, India is looking for an opportunity, and they are looking for in India both for domestic consumption and for actually moving their factories of the world, as the China is called, into India. Opportunities there. Can we seize the opportunity? That always is the question. But my belief is with the manufacturing thrust that India has given over the last couple of years with the PLI schemes and so on and so forth, and services in any case holding up, it is an opportunity. And India is a bright, in that sense, in a direction and a start. The way we see Europe and US in a recession of a sort, we are still holding up.
Suman Sinha, green energy is the buzzword as we hear in many conversations that are happening in Davos. How do you see the opportunity for India as far as green energy is concerned? And is it all talk, or will it translate into making India really the center where the world can take notice and it makes a difference to the Indian economy?
Sure. Well, first of all, to your previous question on whether India is just a talk or whether there's true something concrete behind here, I would say that up till now, India was always seen as a large domestic market, but there were frictions of doing business there and so on. But now I think what's happening is that all the geopolitical stars are coming into alignment. China is still a little bit uncertain as to how it's going to open up. There are issues around whether in fact there's the decoupling will happen or not. So those kinds of things are playing at the back of people's minds, and security of supply chains has become a very important factor. And that's why now, in addition to the large domestic market that India provides, there's also this question of, can India become a manufacturing destination for the rest of the world and thereby suck away a lot of the manufacturing capacities out of China and into India. And that's something that is really new. Now, as far as the sustainability issue is concerned, you would have picked up the buzz here around sustainability, right? I think that there is clearly an inflection point that has been crossed. I think every company now, for example, every large global company has a chief sustainability officer. Everybody is now thinking about their scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 emissions, how to reduce those. And India, in that respect, is seen as really a country that has taken a lot of lead in this area. Because of the targets that have been set, the Green Hydrogen National Policy, the PLI schemes, all of that is really coming together very nicely. So people are now realizing that, look, India is a leader in this area. Indian companies will become global leaders eventually in this area as well, and that we can actually be a really good provider of export products as well. But it will take time. We have a lot of catching up to do with China in that respect. But it will happen, and I think that sustainability is going to give India a really good, another sort of additional growth opportunity as well.
Well, that's my question, Rajan, to you as well. We've been hearing this, that India can be this alternate spot from China, become the manufacturer for the world. But we missed a few opportunities. This time around COVID, when China was going through its problems, we once again have that opportunity. Are we making enough out of that opportunity? Will we actually get onto that bus this time? Do you see a slip between the cup and the lip? And on recession, you said the Western world is going through recessions. The question is, there is talk of India not being completely insulated. How are we preparing for that?
Let me take the last question first. Of course, India can't be insulated. We are an interconnected world. Economies do affect when there is a recession. It'll hit our exports. It happens. But still, as someone said, domestic market is holding up. As far as the manufacturing side is concerned, yes, we have seen many slippages. But world has also changed. The world order has changed. People are looking for trusted nations, trusted partners, trusted products, trusted sources. And India stands out in that sense to be one of those partners that can be providing all of this. We've seen in telecom and particularly, we hope that Indian stack really shapes up over a period of time. There's just being one sector. We have to play this well, I have to say, the central, the state governments, because finally the execution happens in the states. And that challenge remains always. We have seen the central government policies are, enabling policies, but when you go to the states, and you've seen, Navika, there are 6 states representing India here in different capacities. A lot of people have been met. They have assured. So I'm only hoping that there's no, slippage between cup and the lip this time around. It's an opportunity that we should not let go.
We should not, but will we?
That's, as I said, it has to be played by the corporate world, the private sector, the government and the state governments in tandem. It cannot be done by one or the other. So we, all of us, have to, in that sense, bat on the front foot and make sure that the government and the ministers, there are 4 ministers who are representing Government of India, and then the state chief ministers or ministers, that they work in tandem along with the private sector to make sure that we do not let this slip.